I spent 29 years, a couple of months in the automotive industry, electronic design.
I had assumed that I might be able to retire from a company I'd worked 25 years for.
Late last fall, due to the shrink in the automotive industry and all that, I basically don't work there anymore.
This community, unfortunately, there's been a real downturn economically with the automotive industry, and it's hit very hard. I've lost a lot of good friends.
Kokomo is, obviously one of the centers of the auto industry, especially in Indiana. And at one time we had, probably 15,000 auto workers, and now we maybe have 5.
I believe it was in September of '08 now that there was a headline that came out in our local newspaper that talked about 600 engineering jobs that would be shed from Delphi Electronics. That was very much a wake-up call for us.
These folks called this area home. They didn't want to leave here. They had knowledge and expertise that is just unbelievable in scale, yet they really didn't have much employment to turn to. There weren't that many other viable alternatives locally.
To lose 600 engineering jobs from this community, the economic impact that would have going forward, just in terms of schools, your tax base, it just snowballs into a lot of different areas. We really saw that as a challenge economically for this community. So we started thinking of ways that we could retain some of that talent in this community. We felt very strongly about was pulling this group of people together into a engineering services firm. And so there was a firm that we have put together. It's called New Path,
which basically allows these engineers to stay here, earn a living here, and without that, a lot of those people would have to leave Kokomo.
One of the other initiatives that the Department of Labor Funding is paying for is a fully functional, public, community-based CAD lab.
Because of the talent base that we have here and the innovative minds that we know that we have, we thought that there would be some that may have some entrepreneurial interest and some ideas for some new ventures.
The partners and I were working at Delphi in the automotive electronics industry, and kind of came together over a common interest.
We started thinking about what's going to be something else to do that might be worthwhile.
We saw friends losing their jobs, and we just decided what could we do in case that happened to us, and this was an idea we'd wrestled with for a while anyway.
I also have had some software ideas that came about really through the lunchtime discussion in the tech workplace.
A lot of these people are brilliant, very creative. They've got ideas on their own and have never stepped forward as far as trying to establish their own business.
We put together a proposal. At that time there was some dollars that were available through the Department of Labor. When it came to my turn to pitch our idea, people really immediately supported the idea. It was really a pretty astounding moment, when you have other people around the table who have projects that they want funded, and suddenly they put them aside because they see the value in the proposal that we had pitched. That day, we walked out of that room with some seed funding at $35,000 to get started, while the proposal was fully vetted, and then eventually it was fully funded at about $400,000.
From a technical background, it's not a God-given gift to be able to run a business.
I know the chemistry background, what I can do, my technical ability, but as far as the business aspect, that's very much an unknown entity for me.
The individuals many times knew their widget, they knew their technology or their service, but they really didn't understand the business side, what it took to bring that to fruition.
There are a lot of perceived risk when it comes to starting your own business. We really needed to, number one, bring in some resources to help reduce those perceived risks for those folks. We put them through fast-track Launchpad training. This is a collaborative effort between the Kauffman Foundation and the Deluxe Corporation Foundation.
Fast Track Tech Venture is a very logical, analytical approach to getting a business created.
In a matter of about 6 weeks, they understood the concept of their business, and now they have a product that they can deliver to describe and then take to the market rather quickly after that.
The course was phenomenal, and it was far more deep and far wider than I expected it to be. It was very involved. There was a lot of work.
A lot of the tools that were presented and the knowledge and how to interweave them and integrate all those skill sets together was very helpful.
There are legal issues, HR issues, just financial capital issues, in addition to protection of the intellectual property. I know I learned a lot along those lines.
But everything comes together, all of the hard work, all of the effort culminates in investor presentations. Basically, we brought in 4 of the local banks. We brought in the angel investment community here at Inventrac, of course the business coaches, a lot of the other local business leaders who had the opportunity to hear these business plans, these many investor presentations, and it was in effect bringing the people with the money to the people that potentially needed the money for capital investment to get their new business started.
Just the ability to have introductions into folks that might be able to help you with your capital needs starting a company.
We now have a line of credit arranged, so I think it was a successful venture.
Folks coming out of the Fast Track Tech Venture program are completely prepared. They're marketing, finance, organization, the whole 9 yards.
We put 13 businesses through. Of those 13 businesses, 7 are up and functioning. An 8th, I believe, was incorporated just at the end of 2009.
We continue to work with them then through the incubation services that we have here and helping them set milestones and getting their business up and running, whether they're in the startup phase, launch phase, product development phase, whatever that is.
We have several of them that have actually come into Inventrac and are housed here. Inventrac is really an ecosystem for entrepreneurs.
Our company does have its main office here in the building. That has exposed us, just being around other graduates of the program and with the support of the people who put on the program, has helped us move forward.
I just need some encouragement sometimes, and that's what I'm getting here.
In some ways, what I call the slow simmer of economic development, in that it's not like a huge number of new jobs that you're creating all at once, but over a period of time you are creating lots of new smaller companies that are going to grow in their employment base.
It's a very good investment of our resources in that short, small group to get those high results. While that's not really surprised me because of all the variables and all the people coming together to work together, it's impressive.
To have a support infrastructure and to know that there is training and skill development available gives you the confidence to go ahead and just start moving forward.
To see an idea where we could broaden that base of possibilities for people for employment, that's what I believe this building has offered to the community. It's
a real joy seeing these folks take an idea and bring it to something solid and concrete. I mean, they really are realizing the American dream of owning their own business.
I think it's a difficult circumstance that we're in, but I think people in our country we have risen to the challenge in the past. When the kinds of work that the world was valuing changed, we changed.